Hello everyone, welcome to ITL Voices. Today we have a global icon joining us from Calgary, and he has been chosen as one of the top 25 most influential lawyers in Canada. And as humble as he is the first black bencher at Law Society of Alberta province in Canada, and repeatedly been recognized by multiple awards. Kene Lo Chong Hu. Kene is a legal counsel with Parkland Corporation, where he focuses on strategic business initiative and commercial agreements related to safe transportation and other things. Kenny started his career in Canada by articling with DLA Piper, which is an international law firm, and also at Imperial Oils. He also gained work experience with one of the leading law firms here in Canada, Blake's. He was born and raised in Nigeria and obtained his law degree from Nigeria as well. He went on to obtain Masters of Law degree in Information and Technology Telecommunication Law from University of Strathclyde, Glasgow, Scotland in 2004. Kenny relocated to Canada, and prior to requalifying as a lawyer in Alberta, he worked as a supply chain professional for oil and gas corporations. He is an avid soccer fan and enjoys bike riding, exploring new places, and spending time with his family. Welcome to ITL Voices, Kenny. It is so nice to have you here today.
Thank you. Sure.
We can start by talking a little more about going back to your earlier days. You achieved great heights in such a short span of time in your career. Can you walk us through your career path and to your current role?
So I have a very convoluted career path, and so I'll just keep it simple. I was called to the bar in Nigeria, and I worked for a few years in Nigeria, then went to University of Strathclyde in Glasgow, Scotland, to do my master's in IT and telecoms law. And I moved to Canada in 2007. I had a young family, so I went into supply chain while I was doing my NCAs. And back then, NCAs were, I think I had about 7 exams to do. I moved to a city called Fort McMurray. And I worked there for 3 years. Then got hired by Suncor, and Suncor moved me to Calgary. And at that time, I finished my NCA exams, because then it was about 4 exams to do. Finished my NCA exams, but I just kept on working in supply chain until 2015, with the downturn in the economy and in the oil and gas sector. And now pivoted into the legal field. Did my articles, and then I got called to the bar in 2017. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a professional stream anyway. In 2007, and I applied, and within 2 years, I was here. So
that's nice.
Yeah.
So you had a long career once you were in Canada in supply chain management. Why did you move back to pursuing law, and what was the motivation behind pursuing everything from the scratch, and how intimidating was the licensing process again to do it in Canada?
Yeah, thanks for that. Well, like I said, I had already started doing my NCAs in 2007. I had 7 exams. I had to do, I think, trusts or tax, something like that even. And I just didn't finish all the exams. And back then, there were 2 exams, I think, a year. And I had a family, I was working, I didn't have time to finish them. So in 2010, when I moved to Calgary, again, remember I was in Fort McMurray at the time, there was no exam center in Fort McMurray, it was in Calgary. So 2010, I moved to Calgary and reapplied, and then they gave me just 3 exams to do, because I think I had done and passed constitutional law already. So I just had to do criminal admin and foundations of Canadian law. And I finished those exams in 2012, but I was doing good in supply chain. So there was really no need, so to speak, to drop all that and move into law. And then in 2015, I got laid off from my job in supply chain. So there was nothing to do anymore. So I said, okay, now I better get this law thing going. And that's how I got into law. Again, did my articles with DLA Piper and Imperial Oil. And then
that was a kickstart, like doing internships with articling with DLA Piper and all the different positions that you pursued after that?
Yeah, it was a composite articles, so in-house and in a law firm. That's
Okay.
a program that is run by my mentor from Imperial, which is really for internationally trained lawyers. So I got
Okay.
into that program, and that was really good.
So, what did you learn from, since it was a very challenging experience being laid off during that time and then moving on, pursuing a different career altogether? What did you learn from that experience?
You know what? It is what it is.
Okay.
Life happens.
Yeah,
It's not
it does.
about how many times you get beat down or you fall. It's how many times you rise. Okay, so I do not consider any obstacle or any failure to be a failure itself. I consider it a lesson, right? And if I hadn't done supply chain, I probably wouldn't be in this job that I'm in now
Yeah,
because I used my supply chain experience, but I'm using my supply chain experience to do the job I'm doing now. It makes me a better professional, a better lawyer, a better business lawyer. So doing supply chain was good in itself. Leaving Suncor was good in itself because if I didn't leave Suncor, I wouldn't be a lawyer right now. Right.
right.
So every obstacle is a stepping stone to greater heights.
Yeah, failures are part of life and you just need to learn from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. How different is your current position as a legal counsel in Parkland Corporation as opposed to a legal practitioner in a law firm?
Well, the one thing I would say is in-house, you have to be very open-minded
Right.
because questions can come from any area of law. You are a jack of all trades, a master of
Right.
all, or master of most. Um, and that's why we have external counsel that are experts in their field when we need um, expertise or we need help in that field. But somebody could walk past my desk and ask me something about tax law. Someone
Yeah.
could walk past my desk and ask me something about something regulatory. And I have to do the research and get the answer for my internal customers. I wouldn't be asked a legal question and I'll rush off and go, I'll ask an external counsel. External counsels are expensive as well.
Yes.
So yeah, we need to know a lot. We need to be very open-minded to learning and to answering questions as well. When it becomes difficult, that's when you now go to external counseling. So it's 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 good in its own way. It makes you more versatile than being a legal practitioner. I was in the energy field, and that's what I did, right? And but now I know a lot more things than just energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how was the transition from law firm? Like, why did you made a shift from being a law firm associate to being an in-house counsel?
Well, again, that's part of what the supply chain did for me. Because having worked in
Okay.
supply chain for about 8 years, I loved the business. I loved negotiating. I loved contracts and writing agreements and all that stuff. So when I got the opportunity to move in-house, it was the same kind of role I was doing as a supply chain professional. And it was kind of going back to what I was doing best, but as a lawyer this time. So it was just the excitement of doing what I'd always been doing, and I was good at it, I think. So so just really the reason for my transition back in house into pseudo procurement law
Okay.
kind of role. Yeah.
Through this journey as an ITL yourself, what tips would you consider important for other graduates and internationally trained lawyers to navigate journey into the legal field here in Canada?
Also, what tips? In a few interviews I've done in the past, I've always said network. Culturally, some of us do not feel like fish out of water about networking because a few times we've left our countries as junior level or mid-level associates where
Yeah.
the partners are the ones doing the networking and we just do the job that we're told to do. Coming here, even as an articling student, you need to network. You need to network from articling all the way to being a partner. So you might as well just start it as soon as possible. And because of networking, due to networking, I would also say junior lawyers culturally endeavor to blow your own trumpet. Culturally, we're not used to that, where lawyers are usually introverted. You don't want you want if you're successful, you want somebody else to say it for you or somebody else to say it. It's not common. You come around saying, "I've done this, I've done that." In this country, you need to do that because no one would know unless you say you've done something. So it's about being comfortable tooting your own horn and do it as much as possible and as often as possible. Because clients would go to, just like advertising, really. Clients would go to any law firm or any lawyer who they believe can do the job. If you don't toot your horn, no one believes you can do the job. So you need to ensure that you let everyone know that you can do the job. And when you get the job, make sure you do it well. It's not just about saying you can do it and let people come to you. When it's time to do it, make sure you do it well. Because I always say that you need to work twice as hard.
How important do you think mentorship is?
Mentorship is important in every industry and in life. And I had a few mentors, or I still have a few mentors in my career. And your mentor is someone that you should be able to call upon, and that mentor should be able to advise. So thinking of all these characteristics, you need someone in your area of interest.
Yeah.
And in the current area that you are now, because you want someone to guide you where you are, and you want someone to guide you in any area of law you're planning to get into. So,
Right.
and it's in some organizations, mentors are matched, but I would also suggest every lawyer finds their own mentor, because when you find your own mentor, you have skin in the game. You found someone that you can work with and someone that has your interest at heart, and not get on LinkedIn and find people that are in your own area of law, reach out to them, discuss their story, have an interest in their own story as well, because you must have researched your mentor to be able to decide on one or two or three, whatever, and then make sure their story resonates with you, because you need to like your mentor. Your mentor needs to also like you, and your story has to resonate with them. So it's a matchmaking process. So
One of your interviews, I read about your mentor, Lara Pella, who you spoke significantly about. Do you want to share your story, how you met her and how did the articling process went with her?
Lara was an Imperial Oil, not in the other paper, but she was the key person in the composite articles for internationally trained lawyers, which DLA Piper runs in conjunction with which Imperial runs in conjunction with DLA Piper. So how I met Lara, which was I believe in 2015 or 16, 2015. I went for an event organized by the Law Society for internationally trained lawyers, and I don't know if I said this already, but it's good to go for a lot of events, because you just never know where you meet the person or the people that would be key to your success. And not just going for events, but also participating in those events, and not just sitting down and drinking coffee and listening. So at the events, I was asking questions, I was participating a lot. And after the event, Lara was on one of the panels discussing articling. And I reached out to her, said I should connect with her on LinkedIn, which I did. And we had coffee, and from then we just we connected and kind of asked, I don't know if I officially asked, can you be my mentor? But it just happened. She became my mentor. And I got interviewed for the position. Other people were interviewed, so it's not like I got the position because I was her mentor, but I got it the same way other people have always got it. And so I worked in DLA Piper for 6 months. I worked with Lara in Imperial Oil for 6 months. And I would always say that getting articles is anybody can get articles for you, but what you do after the articles is all on you as an internationally trained lawyer, or as a lawyer really. It's and for me, getting articles was the cake. The icing on the cake was if I got retained by my law firm, but I wasn't retained. But guess what? I can still eat cake without the icing. But I got the cake though. I
That's
got the
actually
yeah
a struggle to like be retained. Actually, the struggle starts after articling as well. So yeah, we
yeah
stress so much on articling that we forget about the process after articling. So
yeah that's true. However, you cannot be a lawyer unless you article. So if you can get articles, you've got. If anyone can give you articles, or you've got what you can get. Everything after that, you now need to lift yourself up. So again, I say, once somebody gives you cake, you don't say, can you please put icing on the cake for me? No, you got the cake already. Now go get your own icing. Okay,
yeah,
so that's what I would tell anyone again. Um, Work hard, do what you can do to get articles. If you don't get retained, it's fine. It's fine. There's a lot that can be done without once you've been called to the bar.
oh yeah,
Yeah, you're already a lawyer now. You can do
yes,
whatever you want. But before you get your article, you can't do whatever you want because that you need to scale that hurdle of articling. But once you're a lawyer, the sky is the limit.
yes. I guess what keeps you motivated?
So I would say mentoring,
Okay,
mentoring upcoming lawyers, because I had a lot of mentors, and I know I would not be where I am today if I did not have those mentors. And culturally, like I already said, sometimes you come to a new country, you don't want to disturb somebody. You just want to hustle it out and do your own thing. So as much as possible, I never turn away anyone that needs advice or anyone that wants to be mentored. I benefited from it, so I'm paying it forward. And then providing pro bono legal services. I'm a big proponent of that. The law profession is expensive in Canada. I don't know
yes,
if it's expensive, and some people self-represent because they cannot afford a lawyer. And I
yes,
look at myself, I'm a lawyer, I know this stuff. If I can give it to somebody else pro bono, I might as well do it. It's just, again, a way of me giving back. That's all. And then I also provide pro bono community services. I'm a big part of my community, whether it's
okay,
Calgary, whether it's for internationally trained lawyers, whether it's for Black people, whether it's my Nigerian community or my Igbo community. I, I, I love to provide pro bono services because it's a very lonely place out here
oh
as
yeah,
when you're an immigrant. And
okay,
it was luckily I came with my family, so it wasn't as lonely. But for some other people, um, it's really about helping them settle down
yeah.
because people help me settle down as well.
That you would like to add as a bidding adieu for all the law graduates and last tips that you want to give to anybody, any students out there?
Okay, so what I would say is a bit philosophical. Hey, I am a testament of what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not saying it because I know somebody else that it happened to. It happened to me. First thing I would say is, don't worry, it's gonna work out.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's gonna work. We come a lot of ITLs come from countries where there's a lot of struggle, a lot of poverty. When you come to Canada, you've already moved up one step with that fact that you've come to Canada. So don't worry, it's going to work out. There are times an ITL or an international graduate would be on the doldrums like, how is it going to work? Don't worry. It will work. Whatever you believe in, whatever God or you believe in, it's going to work. My second thing is not if it will work, it's when. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. It will work. And I would like anyone listening to think of some other time, 5 years ago or something, when there was an obstacle. At that time, he or she would not have thought, wow, I can't come out of this. But look at us now. Now, somebody might be looking for articles. A lot of people are looking for articles. In 5 years' time, it will work. You have your own law firm, or if you're practicing in a law firm and you look back and say, wow, I remember then when I was looking for articles, I thought I was never ever going to get articles. But look at you now. It's not if it will happen. It's when it will happen. It's just a matter of time. It will happen. Then another thing I would say is keep your head up. In this society, it's pretty capitalist. If you put your head down, the next person putting their head up will go out there and get what is due to you. So whether it's networking or putting yourself out there, don't put your head down and think, I'm just not going to get involved. No, get involved. This legal profession, this society, I wouldn't call it dog eat dog, but it's capitalist. The biggest prize would go to those that dare, not to those that just sit back and wait for things to come to them. So keep your head up and dare stuff and challenge the system, challenge yourself, challenge everything. And have fun while doing that as well. Always have fun.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kene, for taking out the time and being a part of ITL Voices today. So nice to have you. It was an insightful conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.